Have you ever wanted to build something huge like this, but wondered to yourself, how on earth am I ever going to get that much Livingrock? There's no way, right? Not unless you're in creative mode. Or is there? This is what we're going to be building, a Livingrock generator. It will generate infinite amounts of Livingrock as long as you keep it fed with a fresh supply of mana. It doesn't use much mana. This mana pool, which I filled up about halfway, will generate thousands upon thousands of blocks of Livingrock. And the best part is, it requires no user intervention. It is fully automated. All you need are 2 pure daisies, 2 pulse mana spreaders, 2 hovering hourglasses, a little bit of redstone, 2 mana pools, and this mana pool back here is just for safety purposes, and I'll get into how and why that is later. In the back here, we've got 2 pistons on either side. Obviously, you're going to need 2 lava sources, so that's 2 lava buckets, and 2 water sources, so 2 water buckets worth of water. And that's it. This baby will generate tons and tons of Livingrock. Obviously, you're going to want some mechanism to pick it up, so I've got a hopper hawk here with a chest to collect the Livingrock. And if you just let this baby sit for a while, it will generate tons and tons and tons of Livingrock. To make this build, you're going to need a 9 by 12 area of space, but not all of it, obviously. And we're going to start by putting down 2 pistons, just 1 block away from each other, just like that. And right behind them, we're going to put 3 bits of some building material. Doesn't really matter. I find Livingrock looks great, but everyone knows that I love Livingrock, so. And then we're going to just outline our Livingrock generator like so. Oop, that doesn't go there. Like so. Now we're going to put down 2 bits of redstone behind here, like that. And while we're at it, we'll put down our hovering hourglass. Why not? That we're not going to put any sand in it just yet. So this is the majority of it here. Just take a good look and memorize that, because that's pretty much all there is to it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put down our water, and it will splash around for a little while we finish the rest of this. Okay, so make sure that you don't have any flowers nearby while we do this. Now we're going to build up a little bit so that we have some place for the lava to come down. And the lava is going to come down right on top here. Right where that block is. But we need to surround it, so you got to do that. Like so. There we go. So now that's where the lava goes. And if I put lava here, it should make some smooth stone, because when lava falls onto running water, it makes smooth stone. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put down our pure daisies, because that's going to let us, space everything out properly. So we're just going to come out 1 away from here and put it down, and then we're going to skip to 1, 2, and then put another one down. Next, we're going to put down the very tail end here, which is just like before. We got 3 little blocks with 2 pieces of redstone on either side with a hovering hourglass in the middle. And right on the other side of these, we're going to put 2 pulse mana spreaders. Like so. Now, here's the interesting part. What I've got here is a bore magnetizing lens. Why bore magnetizing and not just bore? Well, here's why. Let's put down a mana pool here, and that's going to feed these 2. But the other place we want to put the mana pool is actually right here. And the reason why we put down this mana pool is so that, let me switch to the one before so you can see the path that these mana spreaders will take once I put the bore magnetizing lens on there. You can see that the mana burst that comes out of here will ultimately end up in here. Now, in reality, it should never end up there, ever. This pool should always be empty. But every once in a while, you run into a chunk loading issue where you go away and you come back, and this timer has counted down, but this one never bothered to send the, to actually pulse and send out the stone. So you'll have these 2 mana bursts going in empty air, and they will break your 2 pistons and everything behind them. And just to be safe, I'm not sure if this goes there, but I'm going to put that there, just to be safe. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want your mana spreaders here to break your mechanism. So that's all that's for. That's what the magnetizing lens is for. It just makes sure that any chunk loading issues don't cause you any trouble. So let's go ahead and add our sand. For the front here, we want 8 pieces of red sand is ideal, but if you can't handle that, you can always just use 2 soul sand. That'll work too. It just won't generate as fast. And we also need 3 bits of regular sand. 1, 2, 3. Now the 3 sand goes in the back here, And actually, ideally, you'd want 2.5 pieces of sand if that was possible. 2.5 seconds is the ideal timing mechanism here. But since we can't get that, we'll go with 3 pieces of sand. And 8 bits of red sand in the back here, and that amounts to 1 minute 20 seconds. And it's really 1 minute for the Pure Daisy to do its thing, but it does take, you know, about 18 seconds or so for this 3-second timer to spit out enough stone. So we have to wait for that, so that's what the extra 20 seconds are for. So now if we just wait a little while, we should get lots and lots of Livingrock that gets broken and dropped here. So while we're waiting for that, let's put down a chest and a hopper hawk to take care of that. To pick it all up. Put the chest here, that's fine. We'll put a hopper hawk, we'll put it right here. Now we'll put an item frame on there, and we need some Livingrock. Just vanilla Livingrock. There we go. Put that on there. So any Livingrock that gets broken here should get put into this chest. Awesome, now let's just wait for it to do its thing. Oh, it's not going to do its thing. Why is it not going to do its thing? Because I forgot to put some mana in this pool. So let's try that again. Put some mana in there. Okay, now it should do its thing. There we go. And you notice that sometimes this can happen if the timing is just right with this pushing out a pulse, pushing out the stone, I should say. It can result, for whatever reason, the mana burst is breaking a block and then it pushes it. Sometimes you can end up with some Livingrock not being broken. No big deal for a system that basically generates infinite Livingrock if you just wait a while. It just slows it down a little bit. It's not really that big a deal. So if we check here, we should see all of our Livingrock is there. Awesome. And if you want to, you can also decorate, like I did my other one, you know, give them some antenna, like so. Something like that. Yeah, give them a little bit of a hairdo, or a little Livingrock generator. Let's take it out a little bit more. Feel free to get creative. I love this thing. And there you go, there you have it. That's our infinite Livingrock generator.